Hello, me, Uttermost Ghostie, been the host, broadcasting to you from this theater post to entertain you to the utmost. There is a most as I am passionately able upon the statement. I would say thank you for being the alpha and the omega of the stream at this moment. I am actively stressed. So, usually on Tuesdays, I like going live in the morning for Daily Peam. But, I had medicine delivery this morning. Or today. And sometimes the Purelator guy comes, like, before 10 a.m. And then sometimes he doesn't come until lunchtime. And so I was just, like, chilling out, trying to wait. And it just takes forever sometimes. I got so stressed, I did the dishes. Well, I usually do the dishes anyway, but I was super stressed. I'm drinking my last the pep, and I am gonna have to drink. I'm gonna have to drink the salmiakki. I'm gonna have to eat the salmiakki. Hold on. Ow! Okay, salmiakki is down the hatch. We got it. Also, later tonight, we're gonna be playing Elden Ring with Thrice, unless something horrible happens and I die. If I die, please know that I would have played Elden Ring. I guess I'm already dead, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, we're gonna Peam all over the place! Bye, so thank you for 100 bits. How are you?
Now Varzal Alton is first.
Thank you for being first. Mauser claim last. Hi, I'm Life Advantage. How are you? Yeah, I was super stressed. And of course, like, okay, so you have the full day, right? You're waiting for. By the way, I did not Peam last night. Because I was too busy. Hunting ghosts in Cobblemon. Well, I was very stressed. I'm becoming less stressed as we're going because I'm like, calming down because this is our normal thing. But yeah, I did not Peam last night. Okay. I guess we don't get half of that suitcase. I didn't Peam last night because I was hunting Pokemon in Cobblemon with Boa's help. And I got so many Pokemon. I got, let's see, Shuppet, Banette, Mischievous, Mismagius. I got Spiritomb, Golett, and Golurk. I got and then I got traded some Pokemon as well. Like a Dual Blade. I got traded a Dual Blade. What else did I get? I got a lot last night and I don't remember. I have a plan for that, for my time on that server. I want to catch all of the ghost types that I can catch. Catch every ghost type that I'm able to catch. And then I want to build a mausoleum to live in and have it surrounded by a graveyard. But I don't know if there's any... Okay, it's been like a long time since I've played... what's it called? Minecraft. Are there any, like... misty biomes? Alright, so thank you for being here for 30 streams. I really appreciate it. Like, I know that there was a mod that I used to do that had some misty biomes in it, but I don't know that they are in base game. So I was thinking about either putting our mausoleum in the deep dark, or just like, I don't know, a swamp area. I need somewhere that ghosts spawn. Cause like okay, so there are a lot of people on this server, and like enough so that there's gonna be a gem of every type and stuff. Bo's running the fairy gem. I love her setup. She has made a beautiful setup. But I haven't been to any of the other gems. I don't know if anybody else has finished their gems. I'm not gonna be a gym leader. I don't have the conviction to become a gym leader. Not that I don't care about my Pokemon, just that, like, even the idea... okay. My brain works in a weird way. And I don't know, it's probably not a way that is solely mine, because I assume that other people also have this. Where you come up with an idea, and it's a really good idea, and you like it a lot. But it is large, and you do have to do a lot of parts of it. And so, you end up looking at it as its whole and being incredibly overwhelmed by it. And so you, like, at the beginning of the thing, you're super excited, you're super happy, you have this plan, you know exactly how you're gonna do the thing you're gonna do. And, then you get, like, partway through one part of your plan, and you become overwhelmed. And then you don't know what to do, because it's so big that you look at it and you feel sick. And that's how building things in Minecraft makes me feel. Man, hello. Peam. Exactly. How are you? I hope you're having a wonderful day. I was just talking about Cobblemon and how I have plans I want to do in Cobblemon, but I'm also, like, really kind of intimidated by the work it would take, and so I don't know that I'm gonna do them, because I'm like, eh. But again, that's like all things that I ever do in general. I have made a poor decision. Is this a standing spot, please? Yes, thank you. No, no. This is probably not the best way to go, by the way. Oh god, I'm dead. Well, we're gonna try again. Calculated decisions. Clearly I suck at— I do suck at math! I do! I suck at math so hard, you have no idea. I nearly failed out of Algebra 2. Which, to be fair, was partially because I was always bad at math and they put me in an advanced level Algebra 2 anyway. They were like, you'll do it, and I was like, I won't, and they were like, you will, and then I barely passed. I mean, what I should have done was eaten a couple of the cookies and given myself an extra bar as you go up. But, you know. Wear shoes and hand grenades. I don't know what we're doing tonight in Elden Ring, and I'm a little excited, but also terrified. Because we have to face that one boss, and I thought about cutting a wrestling promo against him. But I'm gonna be honest. I don't have the bravado I would need. But I did think about cuddling a wrestling cutting a wrestling promo against the boss that I'm currently stuck on. I told you guys, by the way, I told you I was gonna just like I one shot a couple of those bosses that people were like, oh my god, they're gonna be so hard. I one shot them, which meant that eventually I was gonna come up on an easy boss that was just gonna wreck my shit, and here we are. Hi. Hello. My shit is wrecked. Okay, so maybe we try that side instead. Well, okay, but like... Did you see what guy we're up against? Do you know what guy we're up against? Yeah, I beat each of them in their own arenas, and the first man, the Twitchies and I can kill super easy, but the second man, for whatever reason, my brain is like, I just die now. Goodbye. And like, I can beat him. I know I can beat him. It's what happens in a lot of times when I play video games, which is I panic. And once I panic, that's it. Goodbye. Is this particularly easier than the other side? Should be a candy spot. Thank you. These are not candy spots. But yeah, like, I don't know whether I'm just failing at life with that man. Like I said, I was gonna cut a wrestling promo, but I chose not to. Okay, so I think that is a stand. Yeah, that's a standy spot. I wish there were suitcases. It pissed me off this morning. I was writing down a thing. And I was using the word outlash, Which, I mean, is kind of like lash out, but you know, as one word, and I like it better. And then my word processor is like, that's not a word. And I'm like, fuck you, it is. And then, in service of proving that it was a word, I went and looked for it, right? And I went to go to the Oxford English Dictionary and found out you have to make an account. You have to make an account to check your dictionary? So instead I went to dictionary.com and then the free dictionary. The fuck you mean I gotta make an account to check a word? I do have an unabridged dictionary that I bought back in like 2019, I want to say. Probably in there. But if I'm honest with you, I didn't want to figure out how to pull out my unabridged dictionary. So it's in the bottom shelf of my bookshelf, and it's hard for me to get out. I got it back then because I was making constructed languages, and I wanted a way to just look at the dictionary and see what kind of words that were in English that they might also have in their language. But as this... You know what? I deserved that. But as what I'm currently writing is sci-fi, particularly sci-fi that takes place in a universe where Earth exists, I can just be lazy and be like, are they speaking English? I don't know. And I think also that that is a question that is a frustrating one to answer in fiction. If you guys don't know, this is a thing that is gonna be super nerdy. If you've never heard of this, if you've never thought about this, you're gonna be like, the fuck? Why are you asking? Why does it matter? But it do matter to some people. So essentially, in fantasy specifically, there's a lot of discussion on whether or not, you know, when an author makes a language, makes a fantasy book, whether or not that fantasy book needs to be stated as like translated from a different language, or whether they need to essentially, whether is it a requirement to write it, to make up your own language so that you can justify the idea of it not being a book written by a human on Earth. I think this really rose to popularity. Now, I haven't researched this completely, so I could be talking slightly out of my ass here. The one that I know best that started this question was the fact that Tolkien, because he was a linguist, right? He constructed so many languages for his world setting, for Middle Earth, which I think is badass. And it is my hope that if I ever go full into an epic fantasy project, it is my hope that I can also create a constructed language. I'm not actually a linguist, but I did take a few linguistics classes. And like you can imagine Ghostie as like a wannabe linguist. Why didn't I like go full bore into linguistics? Cause my class that I was taking in the intro to linguistics class, the guy was like, so language is like chemistry, and that just killed it for me. Because I'm actually incredibly non-scientific, or I used to be. I shouldn't say that now, because I care a lot more about science than I used to. But at the time, still being an incredibly, fervent, fundy evangelical who was taught about the evils of science, I was like, I can't do this. This is evil. Yes, I was taught science was evil. Not just evolution. Evolution totally. But like science in general is just bad, right? But yeah, I used to make up my own languages, and if I can find one of my old journals for it, because I would write it all down. I didn't type it up. I wrote it down in journals. And I had a whole thing on like conjugation and the like grammar. I would figure out the grammar first, and then I would start figuring out what words they used. And I don't even know if that's the way you're supposed to do it. Like, I don't even know another language. The only language I am fluent in is English. Because I don't count Texan as a different language. I know the joke is that it's a different language, but it's not. It's a dialect. It's not a language. And yes, the joke that Christianese is its own language. Yes, I know. But it's not. It is, again, a dialect. But yeah, if I can find that journal, I'll post pictures. I had fully fleshed out the grammar. I was just working on the dictionary. But yeah, that is something I used to do quite often. I used to make up my own constructed languages because I thought they were cool. When I was younger, I wanted to go... There was some university, and I can't remember which one it was. There's a university in the US that has a class, or there was when I was a kid at least, had a class that you could take where you could learn Elvish. And I wanted to go there so bad. Like, of the useless things you can do with your college degree, I wanted to do a fairly useless thing. I mean, I also want to learn a lot of other languages, and I still do, and I still might. Depending on what I'm able to do. But I think language learning is super cool. And I personally would just like to do it. The ones I have the best chance of learning, just because they have the best base in them, are French and Spanish. Because I used to be conversational in French. Like, I've said that before. I used to be conversational. Because I was. And I was good at it. And I liked it. But that's not Ghostie's reality now. So I am friends with a lot of people who speak French. And then the question, of course, is French Canadian or French? Because French Canadian is a different language altogether. And people from France may get actually like upset at you if you speak French Canadian at them. People from French? Did I say that? People from France. There we go. Yeah. I don't know. This one I'm a little confused by, if I'm honest. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Acadian French is different. And that's like... Well, I say Canadian French as in like what Quebecois speak. Generally speaking. Fuck. Fine. Fine! So like what you might run into in Montreal or Quebec City, like that sort of French. You know? They are very different, yes. And I recognize that, but like any French that is spoken with any regularity in Canada, I'm pretty sure that like people in France consider it a little bit of an affront. They're like, that's not French, at least from what I've heard. I could be wrong. I'm not French. I do not speak any dialect or language of it. Well, but it is what it is called. Like by people outside of those regions. Both are just called Canadian French, whether or not it's correct. I will try to be more specific. Because I do know better. Ah! You know, sometimes you just want to get a tick because then you'd have a full belly. I mean, if you're an opossum. If you're not an opossum, you don't want to get a tick. That's bad. Don't do it. If you are not opossum, do not get a tick. Okay? I don't know where I'm going. That looks like a bad idea. But if I can do this... got two of you shuddering in my chat about different kinds of French that I don't even speak. Oh my god, what the fuck? That might be the end of this run too. I'm finding this a difficult tropics. Is it even working? Guess it's done. Like, I'm finding this a really difficult tropics today. Maybe I'm just not being smart. Well, if you want to nurture the chick to feed it to an opossum friend, only if you do it only in this game. You cannot do it IRL, okay? You're not allowed to do that IRL. No having IRL ticks. Only Peam ticks. You know, even if it's poison is temporary. Let me get the poison mushroom. God damn. Poison is temporary, hunger is forever. Sorry, sometimes I just have to scream. Sometimes I just have to. I just have to. It's you know, legally as an opossum, I must scream at times. I like that vine is attached to the lava flow. Yeah. That seems like a fun vine. Yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this one. Like, I mean, like, normal PM, I think this is doable, but... Oh god, there's no chance. Yeah, there's no chance. Like, I don't know. I'm not... What am I missing? Because I'm missing something. Missing something, I know that. We're back here. If we go that way? I mean, unfortunately, we've already used our thingamabobber. We have nothing that'll help us. So we might not actually be able to go anywhere. So I might be restarting again. If you're like, Ghostie, what's in your bag? 2 balloons. I have 2 balloons. That's what I got. And we might be able to do that. Is it raining? There's no rain on this. Okay. Like I don't know. I feel like I've gone the worst way plausible for me. And I don't have the equipment I need. But we're gonna start again, because I'm not dumb. I know when I'm beaten. I'm drinking my last Dr. Pepper, by the way. I'm drinking my last Dr. Pepper. I don't know. Like, oh my god, what the fuck is wrong with my neck? I feel like I'm doing something wrong on Tropics. I know Tropics is my least favored area, but usually I can get through it. What'd you do this morning? Did you get up? And you felt like that was the thing you did wrong? I don't know what I'm fucking up here. I know I'm fucking it up. I just don't know what else I'm doing. By the way, yes, we are still running our Subadona month. We are $38 from the next thing, which is a Cozy Games week, where I will play only actually cozy games for you guys for a week. This does not mean that I will skip out on playing things like Elden Ring with Thrice. I will still be running Elden Ring with Thrice. It will just be, if we're still going at that point, it'll just be the other games that I play that week will be cozy. Also, I'm probably gonna have to stop somewhat soon because you can hear my voice going. Marcel, thank you for catching 10 subs. I appreciate that. Oh god, I'm gonna have to look. I have to look for what 10 subs does other than I think that VIPs you. But you already have VIP. I could temporarily mod you, like we temporarily modded Mauser. But that was only to poke fun at Mauser. I jest. Red balloon! We love Mauser. I know. But we love Mauser. Mauser's our friend. I'm trying to hold on to everything that I get on Shore that might help us better on Tropics. I think if you do 5 subs, you get a Scuffed Possum thank you drawing. So I'll definitely give you one of those. I apologize for coughing. I'm not done. I promise. I promise. It's just, you know, when you're a tiny possum and you suddenly talk every day all the time, then your voice gets tired. But, Mauser, what if somebody really wants to be like you? Like, they think you're the coolest guy ever. And they're like, oh man, I want to grow up to be just like Mauser. Haha, joke's on you, I'm already dead. But what if Mauser's cool and we all like him because he's cool? And amazing. And a friend. I don't know, chat. I think Mauser is a friend. What the fuck? No, really, what the fuck? And now you have witnessed possum panic. You know what? Fuck it. Fine. You're not friend-shaped? What do you mean? I'm X-Man. What should be redeemed? The what the fuck? Not the motherfucker? Possum panic? Oh, possum panic would be cool. What would possum panic even look or sound like? A whole bunch of possums dancing? Spinning on Roombas? Shitty dubstep in the background? I did not stretch or hydrate. So I'm doing that now. Thank you for that hydrate. Thank you for watching your stream and thank you for the stretch. Yeah. I run single player when I'm doing my sweaty ones. So I'm trying Ascent 3 right now. Which, today, I don't know why I'm like fucking failing like a motherfucker. But I'm failing hardcore. Yeah, I'm trying to get through all of the different ascents. We have all the badges. Badgers? Badgers? We don't need no stinking badgers. You know what? Maybe that I still gotta put up the question of what you guys want to watch on our Discord movie night, because I'm slow as fuck and I haven't I have not organized that yet. But I feel like UHF should be a really strong contender. Cause like that is a movie I think of so often. And a lot of people just never saw it. But how am I gonna talk to you about clubbing a seal for a better deal if you don't know Crazy Ernie? If nobody comes down and buys one of his used cars in the next hour, he's gonna club this baby seal for a better deal. I have not watched that. I was just like not interested in watching it. But now I'm like a little bit interested in watching it. I don't know. I love UHF. UHF is one of my favorite childhood movies. That and the animated Transformers. It's so dumb. And here's the other part. It was so full of references that I didn't get. I did not understand any of them because my parents were like, you can't see this, you can't see that. But they knew all the references. 'Cause guess what? They're geeks and nerds. They thought it was fun. But no, child, you can't see that. I know. I heard that that was the point. It was trying to be incredibly dumb and like not entirely correct either. The biopic, I mean. But I'm not joking about UHF being foundational to Ghostie. And also that means that Weird Al is my first actual cultural touchstone. Well, it's not untrue that he knew Dr. Demento. Right? So technically that part's true. Also, he is named Al. And he is called Weird Al. And he does breathe. He is human-shaped and he breathes. Well, you know, I really think the similarities are piling up there. Make it? You don't know if he breathes? Ah! I made a choice and it was not a good one. Why am I having so much trouble today? I'm just having so much trouble today. It doesn't make any sense. Or dollars. You're distracting me, but you always distract me. But like, usually I can hold a conversation while playing Peam. That's the whole reason why I was like, yeah, I can do daily Peams. Cause I can hold a conversation. Yeah, I'm gonna eat. One of these is gonna make me sick. But remember, poison is temporary, hunger is forever. Unless you have friends you can eat. Then hunger is not forever, just temporary. Like poison. Man, I'm gonna have to start using some of my shit that I'm trying to save for tropics. Let's wait for the poison to go down. And then we'll try it. No! Okay. Okay, so that's not the way to go. the fuck is the way to go? I'm failing at this. I think the worst part is that there have been 2 times on stream that I could have and perhaps even should have gotten Peam on Ascent 3 and haven't. But I think on this next one, if I don't get far, we may just have to, like, do something else or call it. Because remember, the whole point of... doing Daily Peam this early is because Thrice doesn't like doing it. So, I'm doing it this early so that he doesn't have to endure Peam. Or Peam flavored talk. You know? General Peam flavored identity. And shenaniganery. But yeah, I don't know. I am thinking about, well, I will put forward the idea of doing UHF for the movie night, just because I love UHF. And if people don't want to do UHF, that's fine. I will survive. I'll only cry like 7 times instead of, you know. I joke. I don't even know if I own a DVD of UHF. And yeah, I do also have a book coming out. I have a book coming out on September 30th. Ads are gonna play. I am sorry. I'm not gonna pause because it's Peam time. It's Peam time! It's time to Peam all over the place. I have a book. It is a sci-fi horror novella. I am proud of it. Though I don't think that it's the best thing that anybody's ever written, I am proud of it. And I hope that if you like sci-fi and horror, that you will try it. It's written in 3rd person, so it's not gonna be the 1st person pronoun stuff. And at least at the beginning, it's like when I'm setting up the first chapter, it's a little bit dry, but it doesn't stay dry, I promise. There's a lot of blood. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, there is actually a lot of blood. Now that I think about it. It is actually horror, okay? It is not for little kiddies. There's a surprising amount of viscera. Considering I wrote it in 2021 and then sat on it for a while. There's a surprising amount of viscera. I didn't realize I liked viscera that much back then, but I do. Apparently. So if you're like, I don't want to see gore or anything like that, do not buy. Unless you really want to support me with a purchase, don't buy it. And even then, like, it would be questionable. Okay, you won't see it, but hopefully you'd see it in your head. Where else would you see book things? Do you not have it playing in your mind when you read stuff? That's how I have it when I'm reading and also when I'm writing. I see what's going on in my head. Also, I will be working with a audiobook voiceover voice actress? Ooh, Viscera. Hey, I didn't used to love Viscera that much. Not until I understood why it was so useful. No, so eventually there will be an audiobook, and I hope that that is useful to people. I don't know when it will come out, because we're still trying to figure out the platform. Because we can't, or we can, but we're not going to be using Audible. Because Audible is doing some real shady shit. Audible is owned by, Amazon. Just like Kindle is owned by Amazon. Just like Twitch is owned by Amazon. And while they largely leave Twitch to do Twitch things over in the corner, though that might change, who knows. Their initial business was books. And so they do kind of micromanage the hell out of things that are book related. And, yeah, I personally, while I don't have a thing prepared to explain everything to you guys, and so it'd be super disjointed and not really helpful for me to do that right now, I would recommend that you guys, if you have an Audible thing, stop your subscription. They're doing bad things. And I'll try to get my thoughts together and explain it better another time. Maybe I'll actually make videos. You know, like I'm supposed to. I know I haven't been very good on the video front. I've been actually pretty shit on the video front. That's up to you. I started and then I stopped, and then I started and then I stopped. So I mean, like, that's my fault. But I have been considering trying to do things like make videos about the book or about things that I think about, or pare down little clips here to make them into something, you know, easily watchable. Yeah. I would love to pare down some of my alien rants into fun little stuff for you guys. Just because I think that those are kind of enjoyable. Like, I think they're kind of funny. I could be wrong. They could be, like, really not funny, and you guys could be like, I wish you would never talk about Alien again. But you know, you guys haven't said not to, so... Guys haven't said not to. Guys haven't been like, Ghostie, I hate it when you talk about Alien, and also please never mention Farm Fresh Xenomorphs again. If you said that, I think I would be sad, but I would understand. Theoretically. Oh, Darian! Hello! How's it going? I am listening. But I am not haying. But I am listening. No, I had no idea. Thank you for this vital information. Welcome back from ads, everybody who was in ads. I'm sorry for ads. They are ad-like and stemky. I've already eaten. My salmiakki for today, so I don't have to eat that. Again, unless somebody uses 1,000,000 points, and then I'll cry. Okay. I like cute. About player 3? Yeah. Yeah, I feel like if we jump on that one, we can get on top of the tree this time, because we have the extra stamina. But I'm gonna go grab a crisp berry to eat first. Peam. Princess and Papa is Papa. Not King? No, because I love and cherish Papa more than King. Aww. Yeah, the shipping is gonna be insane. What? Well, beggars can't be choosers. And the bees decide that that is the time they're gonna be angry at me, even though I'm not grabbing their hive this time at all. There it is! Awesome, get it! Yeah, but the term is beggars can't be choosers. You know, cause it's rude to be like, please, and then be an asshole about it. Rain, rain, go away. Come again another day. I don't remember the rest of this rhyme. This is risky. Oh, I've always heard rain, rain, go away, come again another day. And then there's another half that I don't remember. Or maybe I'm thinking of something different that just happens to rhyme. I'm not dying, I promise. What is sad news? I mean, to be fair, I'm already dead. I am a ghost, right? We don't know. We don't know how vicious my MS will get. It could stop my breathing at any second. It wouldn't. We would be warned before that had happened. It can't stop it at any second. It can only stop it, like, it would cause breathing problems, and then over time that would cause, like, me to be on oxygen, and then after oxygen, it would just, like, slowly shut down until I couldn't breathe at all. I had one death, yes. What about second death? 11sies? Do we get an 11sies version of death? So I feel like certain depictions of death would like the hobbits. Like, I think that death, like Terry Pratchett's death, I think he would like the hobbits. He would find them amusing. Here I was looking for food, and there was food over here, and I was just being a silly possum. No, you can't just look behind you, possum. Possums are apparently lacking social and spatial awareness right now. That's me. I'm possums. Hi, I'm lacking in awareness. Ah! Poison remains temporary. Extended editions or normal editions? I like the extended editions. When I was a small possum, I used to watch all of the like special effects stuff from the extended edition DVDs. Just like over and over and over again because I thought it was so interesting. And also I was kind of a huge fan. So I know I've grown into an opossum now, but at the time I was a fan. And I watched like all the different commentaries, and I watched everything over and over again. I was just like obsessed. When I was young, I was obsessed with it. See, I always think of them as December because the movie's always released in December. But yeah, I love Lord of the Rings. I think I've if I haven't talked about it, I've hinted at it enough with my whole thing earlier and the stream talking about how Tolkien was a linguist and all the things that I was wanting to do when I was a small. That included becoming a linguist. Which machete order? Which machete order are you using? So will it be? No, I will not be a cunning linguist because I will not be a linguist because I'm not going back to university. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6. Really? So you're gonna do that instead of the one that's like 1, 2, and then 4, 5, 6? Or wait. Oh, right. 4, 5, because Luke, I am your father needs to happen before they, like, come across it in the prequels. I understand now. I'm catching up. I'm smart. I'm a smart opossum, I promise. What do I have in my backpack? Okay. Actually, I think I can get rid of this. Yeah. See, I always find it funny because you know, as you grow up and you see things like, oh, you know, kids' first reaction to learning, you know, the truth about Darth Vader. And I was talking, well, the Jedi are evil. They actually are, though. They're actually genocidal freaks and are actually the reason that all of this shit happened in the first place. They'd left well enough alone and let the Sith just be the Sith and not landed on a fucking planet and went, I think you're evil. Then we'd all be good. One way. But no, you couldn't leave it alone. We had a good thing. Anyway. No, you know, you see like, oh, the cute videos of like, oh, the kid's reaction when they find out that Darth Vader is Luke's father. I never had that. Cause I never didn't know it. And you're like, Ghostie, what do you mean? Well, you see, there is a home video of a 1-year-old Ghostie toddling around in the living room while her siblings sit there and watch Empire Strikes Back. So, like, regardless, I don't have a memory of being sat down and watching the Star Wars movies. I don't remember a time when I didn't know the plot of Star Wars. When I tell you my parents were nerds, this is not an exaggeration. Kiko has been creating a potential RP character for Star Wars. Turn iPop boy. Yeah, let's go. Love it. Okay. Potentially contentious question. Does iPop play off at all of the jizz music style? Yes, it's called the jizz music style. Do not make fun of it. You can make fun of it. It's funny. Why the fuck would he call it jizz? Same reason why he had ideas of Darth Insanius and Darth Bad. Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. This man wanted to name a Sith Lord Darth Bad. He's Darth Bad. Well, what did he do? He was bad. I mean, sometimes I want to roleplay in the SWTOR era again. But honestly, I'd have to find some people that I really trusted to do that with. Well, yeah. I mean, see, okay, so here's the problem, right? Here's the problem with all of this. The Empire was brought down by one thing and one thing alone. Standardized tech integration. If they... That's not a real number. If they didn't change all their ports to be the same number, or the same kind of port, then R2 never would have been able to do anything. R2 wouldn't have been able to do shit. Yeah, I love SWTOR era Empire. It's so much more fun for me. I like the different spheres, and like Korriban is so fun and cool. I like it. And you know, if you ever play SWTOR, you'll notice that Korriban is incredibly hard on the knees of every acolyte, and you might think, oh, it's just because, oh, you're bowing so much, you're kneeling before all. No, it's because everybody does the same fucking thing. We all jump off the top of the second floor balcony because it's faster. And so you're gonna break your knees a few times. You just are. You know, and is that on you? Is that on hostile architecture? I don't know. I'm pretty sure Tython has a similar problem with their Padawans. Matthew Damon. Well, I feel like the SWTOR era has a lot more freedom of enjoyment. The more modern era of Star Wars is very muddy. Like, who is in charge when and why and how, and wait, we defeated the Empire, but there's a new Empire, and like, it's just messy. It's messy and not well thought out. And even like, Rebel era for me is too messy. It's too like timeline's messy. It's hard to fit in. Like Sojo era is such a long era, and so much stuff happens in it, and so you can just be a guy. You can just be a guy living in that. You don't have to be a part of like this squadron, that squadron, everybody's, you know, favorite hero guy. You can just be a person. And honestly, that's how I prefer it. Though I do feel like Star Wars has a similar issue, at least for me, to the one that I have with Alien in general. And that's that the bad guys have to be so incredibly, like, incompetent. And I get that you want your good guys to be real smart and you want your bad guys to be dumb and you want to be able to make fun of them and oh my god, look at this guy and that guy and but like for your villain to be scary, he has to actually be scary. I know, shocker. Shocking. But if you actually want your villain to be scary, if you want him or her, I don't care, to make people be nervous that they could actually do something, then you gotta make him like, you gotta give him teeth. I've talked about this kind of in a joking manner, but specifically with Alien, like, why does the Utani branch not have a Yakuza contingent? Why? You tell me. If fucking Sega can be in bed with the Yakuza, Utani branch sure as hell be in bed with the Yakuza. Like, just make things scary. If you're gonna have a whole argument in your second movie, which is still a very good movie, I will say that. Still quite a good movie. Where you're gonna say, well, maybe we're the real monsters cause, you know, at least they don't, you know, try to sell each other out for whatever the line was. Well, maybe they, you know, what, like, then make them scary. Give them teeth. They have no teeth. They're just gumming at you. They're like, ah, ba, ba, ba. Can't do shit. Bitches can't do shit. And you might be like, Ghostie, you're being a little hyperbolic. No, I'm not. If you want me, I've talked about this before, but it pisses me off so fucking much. If you want me to simultaneously believe that this corporation owns everything, is in control of everything, and will, like, decide if you live or die, and, you know, you gotta toe the corporate line and all that shit. You want to make me believe that I gotta do that to survive in this universe. But also, these guys are so incompetent, they don't even know. Like, they have no idea what's going on in their own colony. Like, what? You explained to me. You explained to me! You also need to explain their corporate structure. How is this man just able to fuck off and be like, I guess I'm in charge now? No, you're not! It pisses me off so much. It pisses me off so much. And like, I'm not even talking about... I'm a little talking about that fucking book. That fucking shitty book. They're so dangerous. Oh my god. The corporation is the scariest thing ever. They're gonna destroy everything. Oops, they're gone. In fact, America is so cool. It's so cool. It took away all of the corporations ever. Now we're all free of corporations. Ah. And now everybody wants to be a part of America because we're so cool. Except now the corporation is a cult. What are the cult's tenets? You know, I think it'd be really cool if we brought back the idea of you know, curing cancer and trying to make human life sustainable on other planets. Perhaps we should refocus on saving lives and making healthcare affordable again. Communists! Look, make your bad guys have teeth. Oh, just me ranting about Alien and how, like, bullshit it is that the bad guys don't have any teeth. And not in the sense that they don't have, like, literal teeth, but, like... that they have no way of actually, like, scaring anybody. I'm fairly certain we're not gonna have an opossum space program. I am sorry. Well, no, I mean, it's not just that. It's like, I was talking about it, like, I don't know how familiar you are with the Alien universe. Altarian, I don't know how familiar you are. I've become increasingly familiar. I promised I was gonna stop ranting about it, but yes, communism in the U.S. is silly. So okay, so if your evil corporation's supposed to be a threat, you want them to actually be a threat, right? And not just incompetent people who constantly make mistakes and whoopsie doopsies and then die for no real reason. Just, you know, they suddenly became incompetent one day. Like, that makes no sense, right? Though I do find it kind of hilarious to me that the evil corporation is a British-Japanese conglomerate. Really? Really? I was also talking about how I personally am offended by the fact that if you're gonna have a Japanese company as being evil and you don't even have them have a Yakuza contingent, you're gonna have the whole thing about how, like, we are the monsters because we are using this, that, or the other, you know, corporate greed against our fellow human, and you don't even have them have a Yakuza contingent? This pisses me off. You know, give me actually scary bad guys. Don't give me bad guys that I could understand and agree with. Like, why do you have your bad guy? That was weird. Why do you have your bad guy cure cancer and fix the climate crisis? You know? Yeah, but the problem is that a lot of the fan base, especially like, you know, they kind of look at things surface level, and so you can't even have a conversation about how, yeah, actually the USCMC is like fucking terrifying. Look at that. And they're like, no. I'm fine. I'm fine. Fire's temporary, remember. Fire's temporary. I mean, I remember reading about how, like, okay, before I watched the second Alien movie, when I watched Aliens, Warhammer has no good guys. They have good for this story guys. Sometimes, as a treat. Right? They have, like, characters that are not straight up cancer for one story. Ah. Look, all I know is the Tau and the ones that eat all the things. Oh yeah, and the orc boys who are really dumb but have the power of belief on their side. I'm a tank, I'm a tank, I'm a tank, I'm a tank. But I'm sorry, you're big, scary, oh my god, he's the most terrifying man you ever did meet. As a guy who cures cancer and solves the climate crisis. But because he's British, right? He committed the crime of being British. Yeah, we have to be... He's the bad guy. Committed the crime of being British. I am diminishing significantly a lot of things. Like I recognize that. I'm being a little bit like silly. But I just want good bad guys, okay? And not bad guys who are good guys but secretly. I mean, I want bad guys that have stakes and even like, and I'm not talking about sympathetic villains either. I'm not talking about sympathetic villains. I'm talking about people that have some sort of, you know, hold on, let me read this. This sounds like the same reason people think Emperor and Dune is bad guy. Like, I know he is actually a bad guy, but people go, oh, British German must be evil. Exactly! It's straight up racism. And I know people are like, don't say that, that's silly. But like, I'm genuinely like disappointed. You know? I'm just genuinely disappointed with people's lack of ingenuity and lack of imagination. I mean, there can be really good sympathetic bad guys. Like, Silco from Arcane, I feel like he was an incredibly good sympathetic bad guy. He is actually one of my favorite characters from the show. I have not watched the show in entirety because I do not have whatever subscription you need to watch it. But I have watched enough clips to know that he is my favorite character. I feel like he's a very interesting guy. And from his perspective, he is doing nothing actually wrong overall. He is living by the rules set in his world that were set before he was ever part of it. And he is doing his best to try and liberate his people, even if he is actually objectively doing a lot of terrible things. But what makes him scary is not that he does, like, things that are objectively terrifying. What makes him scary is that he's not entirely wrong. Like, he has reason to be doing what he's doing. May not like it, but he do. You know? So I would say he is a fun bad guy. He is also a sympathetic bad guy because the writers show you how he got to this point, and you can look at it and go, actually, you know what? I understand, though. I understand, though. You may not like it, but this is I like him. I am not familiar with Hawkmoon's series, but I am more than willing to be told about it or introduced to it. Like, right, I've talked about this a little bit, right? I've been reading The Ship Who Sang, and it doesn't, at least thus far, have necessarily a bad guy, quote unquote. We're not looking at an overarching villain narrative. We're looking at essentially self-discovery of this brain chip. And it's very good, and I very much like it, and I'm enjoying the heck out of reading it. But it hits upon a lot of the same questions and problems that people do with these other things, or that they claim to try to, without being necessarily like mishandling it, I guess, is how I feel about it. I feel that a lot of people just mishandle the subject matter, and it gets annoying. Okay, so hold on. Let me get somewhere safe to actually read that. Okay, Europe after World War III, where humans used to be near magic level super tech and then nuke themselves back to medieval age. One remnant is the Grand Breton Empire, Great Britain, known as Beast Empire. They're the big bads of the series because they're full militaristic Spartan level lifelong training folks. Yeah, I mean, like, again, just make them scary. A lot of it, I think, comes down to not understanding, particularly if we're talking about something like Star Wars or Alien. I think we're talking about a lot of stuff that's just a remnant of storytelling that is not necessarily bad, But it's not... It's not fully thought out, because it was not meant to be fully thought out, because it was meant to just be fun and popcorn and, you know, that sort of thing. But they failed. They failed in that once it became something to largely look at and eat. Nope, not eat. Largely look at and inspect and in different ways. Yeah, we can use this. How far can we go? Can we go up there? We cannot go up there, but we can go over there. When we largely go to look at and inspect a lot of this stuff later to glean further meanings of it, we find that it is shallow. And that can be quite frustrating if you want something more, you know? But sometimes that's just how it is, and it can be incredibly frustrating to be like, well, I guess that's just how it is. Because it's like, well, but there was supposed to be more here. You know? There's supposed to be. It wasn't just supposed to be some, you know, haha, silly empire, didn't realize. No, it was supposed to be something, you know, more than that. I recognize that I'm being a little bit silly in myself for wanting there to be something more to these things that are meant to be a little, you know, silly haha fun times. But I also don't think there's anything wrong with the desire to engage with art in any... Oh, I'm way back here, aren't I? Matthew Damon. I got tricked. Yeah, I don't think it's wrong to look at these things that we cherish and want more from them. But it's also okay that not everything has the depth of a Tolkien. You know? Oh god, there's no way. There's no way. This is not Standy Spot. No, this is Standy Spot. Matthew Damon. Okay, then why is this Standy Spot? What the fuck? Well, I think the other issue is that, like, if you take something like Star Wars, you still have the whole section of stuff where it's evil, but it's not actually that evil, because they don't want you to have to think too much about the bad stuff, because the story is about light overcoming darkness at its core. So you're not going to have a lot of stuff, generally speaking, where you do have, where you do have, that sort of narrative. But you have other worlds that are, you know, you'd think built for it, and they don't even try. They don't even try. Yeah. Like, they have, okay, you know, well, this is a joke that Goji and I sometimes do when we're just chatting about this stuff, you know, on our lonesome. It's like, yeah, sure, you have to do your mandatory time in the Imperial military, but you get, like, free university, free healthcare, you know. Some of the best schools in the universe. Okay, this cannot be the way to go. Nah, I feel like I need to go around that way. Or can I make that jump? No, that is too far a jump. We're gonna have to go around that way. Eesh. Okay. You know, you have all of this stuff that they did that is actually good just on its surface, and you can say, well, I mean, like, other places do good things, quote unquote, but then they're evil. And yeah, you're not wrong. But if you want it to be the face of eternal evil, then you have to make it the face of eternal evil. Like, one of the smart things, quote unquote, about KOTOR era Empire is that they allow slavery? And sometimes they enforce it, like, even on people that have force powers, because, like, because you have to. Like, in that universe, that is how that government works, and it's, you know, terrible, and you don't want it. And so, yes, they're the bad guys. They are, in fact, the bad guys. And they're the bad guys in a way that allows its citizens to ignore or not even think about it. You know? Which is quite insidious in and of itself. But the later stuff, like the original movie stuff, that empire is just, like, vaguely evil. Like, they're vaguely racist. They don't actually do slavery. I think the most evil thing they do is blow up Alderaan. That's pretty evil. Like, that is pretty evil. I'll give them that. They had Peter Cushing doing the talking, and he is very, very eloquent, and I like him. Hey, Tarkin was cool, okay? I like him because he was Peter Cushing. Okay, so now we have to get around to that side of it. But we are gonna Peam. Unless I do something really dumb, like fall through the map. Yeah, but I mean, like, that is actually evil, because, like, no, you cannot make an argument that it was a good thing to kill a planet full of people, even if half of them were rebels. The only way that you can make that argument is if the entire population is 100% against you. And the planetary government is like, fuck you, Empire, we don't like you anymore, we're rebels! Then you can be like, okay. But I don't think that you can call that not evil. You know, I don't think there's any argument to say it's not evil. Could be worse. We're member Empire who drop Exodus bombs on Hive World. More than 300 people say chaos. Yeah, it could be that. I mean, it's definitely more sensible of a reason. But you can't say it's not evil. That's silly. It's decidedly evil. We did it! We peamed all over the place! We did it, chat. We did it. Alrighty. Alrighty. I'm gonna snooze those ads, cause fuck you ads, we're not playing those, cause we're gonna be finishing up. So tired. Okay, we did it, we did it, we did it, we did it, we did it! Yeah. So we did Ascent 4, or Ascent 3, we'll do Ascent 4 tomorrow. We got this, chat, we got this. Thank you for hanging out with me and listening to me ramble about bad guys and bullshit. I will see you guys later tonight, hopefully, as we continue to play along in Elden Ring. Let us send you guys over to our house in the middle of the streets, White House. In the middle of the street. Let's send you guys over to Lissa. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Please have a wonderful day. Eat something delicious, have somewhere something you love. I will see you tonight for some Elden Ring. But until then...